You're watching the Adrian Bauer Project. Hello. Many thanks for choosing to click on my thumbnail and to watch my content. Very much appreciated, as always. Okay, so as you can tell from the thumbnail, today's video is all about the Airfix's H.M.S. Warspite kit. It's not a build video. It's all built and painted how I want to paint it. I'm just giving you a little look at some of the modelling that I did, and then I'm going to be showing you my final reveal. So as you can see from this kit on here, it says it's a 1/600 scale kit. On the instructions, it says it's a 1/72 scale kit. It's the 1/600. If Airfix are watching and you want an idea to get away from doing yet another 1/24 scale Spitfire or the like for next year's big kit, how about doing a 1/76 scale Warspite kit? Just a thought. Well, there we go. Anyway, so would you believe that this has been my longest build ever? It has never taken me this long to build a kit. So let's have a look at the video that I did when I started building the kit, and then I'll see you again. Right, so we're up here in my room that I do my modelling in. I thought it would be a bit easier than to cut everything down to show you what we've done so far. So as we can see, I've got the hull and the decking all glued on already. It's a really easy kit, this. The only difficult thing about it is because it's a 1/600 kit, it's really fiddly, some really fine fiddly bits. I've already snapped off one of the guns just there. I don't know if you're going to see it because of the glare, but that's going to have to be glued on after I've painted and everything. That was a little bit of a faff doing the propulsion unit on it. Again, it's 1/600, so don't expect anything spectacular on this kit. It is an old kit as well. There was a little bit of a warp on one side of the hull halves, which meant that didn't go together properly, but I wasn't bothered about that because that's going to be on the underneath and you're not going to see it because I'm going to have the stand glued on to the bottom when it's all finished, so when it's displayed you're not going to see it, so I wasn't really too bothered about that. Some of the superstructure, yeah, these are easy enough put together. One thing you are going to have to do though is dry fit, because the inside of that part I've had to sand just so it goes on to its placing properly. You know, it is really squeezed. Don't try putting it on and then you know, just wait for it to dry before you try putting it on, because it's just going to force it apart. You're better off just letting it dry and then sanding on the inside until you've took enough off to get the parts on. The guns, those little, I'm not sure if the gun sights on the top of there, they were a bit fiddly. It does say not to glue the guns in because it can go up and down, but I've glued them in. It's too much of a faff. Again, the locating pins on there were too big. They had to be sanded down just so I could get them in there properly. Absolute pain in the arse, these little aeroplanes. The propellers on that had snapped off, so I had to glue the propellers back on. That was a nightmare trying to get them all fitted on because they are really fiddly bits. They haven't got the top wings on because these two are biplanes, so they've got to be painted and get the camo on before I could put the top wings on. And so yeah, that's as far as we've got so far. So what we're doing now, I'm going to be getting primer on it. When I've got primer on it, I'll be painting it, and next bit that you're going to be seeing, which is going to be a mere few seconds for you, is going to be probably a couple of weeks for me, but when we see it again, it's going to be the completed build. So yes, you read that right. 15 months I started doing this kit, 15 months ago. It was in May of last year, 2022. And my modelling mojo just went. I don't know if this kit had anything to do with it, possibly, I don't know, but my modelling mojo just went, and I just put this kit away and I couldn't be bothered with it. And I've really had to give myself a kick up the backside to finish it. I've done a couple of other kits, as you know, since this, I've started this, and I thought, before, I do another kit, I've really got to finish this one. So anyway, I'd even thrown the box away, I've had to fish this out. So I'm going to move that out of the way because it's just getting in the way. And I'm now going to reveal to you my final build. So before I show it, a few years back, I had an idea about painting kits. Normally, follow the instructions and do it, as the real aircraft, tank, vehicle, whatever would have looked. And I thought, what if I did it grayscale? Now, what grayscale is, if you look at some photos, they are like black and white photos, but they're all like different shades of grey, and I quite like that. And I thought perhaps you could do the same with the model. I thought that, about 5 years ago, and then thought nothing else of it. So when I did this kit, I thought it's not inspired me. As an aside, I'll try and put a link to it if I can find it in the description box. Harry Houdini Models. He has made this exact same kit, and he's used aftermarket parts. I think he's done a bit of scratch building on it too. He's done an absolutely superb job on that, and I can well recommend his video on that. For me, I've just built it straight out the box. Have I painted it as in the instructions said? Well, no, because let me just pick this box up again. This is a bit of a Mandela effect for me. When I was growing up making models as a wee lad, ships were all battleship grey. They all were. Allied ships, Russian ships, German ships, they're all, just battleship grey. Then all of a sudden, we're painting them in exotic colours. When did all that start? I don't know, but there we go. So that's just an aside. Right, getting back to the reveal. I'm going to give you the reveal now. So I haven't painted it exotic colours or even battleship grey. I have done mine aluminium. There we go. I've built the kit straight out the box, sprayed it with aluminium coat. Now you don't have to gloss varnish or put a varnish on aluminium coat, it does the job, but I've put a couple of coats, light coats of Humbrol gloss varnish on that, just to give it a little bit of shine, give it that little metallic thing. And I quite like the look of it, actually. I don't know about you, you might be thinking, oh, you massive cop-out, you've not painted it, what a swizz. But no, this is what I thought of years and years ago, having a series of models where you just don't have to bother worrying about, getting the right colour mixes, masking off, painting, just trying to make it look like an ornament. And I think it's come out quite well, actually. I'm trying not to shake, so you do know I have the shakes. So as we can see, we go around the back. I'm going to try and do view on the top. I'm trying not to catch the stands because the stands keep coming unglued. It's really annoying. So that is the top. And as I say, I've done my straight out the box, no aftermarket to malarkey and all scratch build or anything like that. and it's an old kit. There are some parts on here that are massively out of scale. The airplane, for a start, is out of scale because the wings don't fit in there. If you want them to fit properly, you're going to have to sand them down a little bit. Some of the guns I don't think are in scale, but like I say, if you watch Ari Houdini's videos, he goes into that. He's far more, infinitely more knowledgeable about ships than I am. He's a great model ship builder. Some of his greatest models, I think, that he builds online are ships. He likes doing the tall ships. I can't praise him enough, but this is what I've done, and I'm fairly happy with it. In fact, no, I am happy with it. You do have to be careful. There are really little fiddly bits that will keep getting knocked off. Those propellers blades, for a start, have been glued on more than once, and the air turned blue. There's these little guns along the side which are really fine. I've knocked one of those off and I had to replace it with a bit of wood. There you go, but you can't tell. But and on the seaplane itself, I think there's all these swordfish that the Royal Navy used. I think the propeller and the engines they're out of scale on them. I think, I'm not sure. Don't shoot me if they are to scale. As I say, I'm not the big know-all. But there we go. And like I say, it looks better in real life than my camera's picking it up on. I think that it looks like an aluminium model, like a statue things that you get, and I'm happy with it. So there you go. So your boot sucks. Is it an idea for you? Are you one of these models that likes to build but doesn't like to paint? Because I'm like that most of the time. Painting's not my forte, shall we say. I love weathering. Once the paintwork's done, I'll hide a multitude of sins under a lot of weathering. But if, like me, you don't like painting, sorry, this could be an idea. Just pick a colour and do a series of 1/72 scale builds. Like I say, I call it grayscale just for use of a word, but there we go. It's your model. You do what you want with it. Build wise, simple enough. Yeah, there are some really fiddly bits on it, especially with the lifeboats. You have to be careful with those. But for the most part, it just fits together well, particularly well actually for how old it is. So I don't know if it's accurate. Like I said, I don't know anything about ships. I don't think it is accurate. I think there's things on here that people will know this ship inside and out, will point out straight away it's the wrong size, it's the wrong shape, it's the wrong place, like they do. But I'm not one of those people. So there we go. That is my H.M.S. Warspite build. There we go. I think we are getting some of the shine off the gloss varnish. So there we go. And that is the end of my latest build. It has been a long while coming, 15 months, but there we go. So hope you all enjoyed that one. Hope you got something out of the previous video. I've not watched it all the way through for a long while. So it could just take it what it is. But there we go. If you're feeling a bit deflated with your modelling, just slap it together, spray it one colour, bit of varnish, done. There you go. So here's the next video. I think my next build is going to be the Motorhead bomber, the Heinkel HE111. For those of you that knew before, I was looking for a ball turret for that. I managed to purchase one from Airfix. I wrote to them and said I want to do it as it is on the box, and you didn't give us the option. So they said, well, we can send you the parts, but we're going to have to ask you for a couple of quid for them and a couple of quid for postage, which I didn't mind actually. So I did that. So I've got a ball turret to go under the nose, and then we can crack on with that build. So that's going to be the next build, and I hope you all join me for that one. Many thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and to ring the little notification bell.